Randhir, hello, Randhir. Welcome to the session, and good to have you back on the channel. I was looking at that video you had uploaded yesterday about the bots that we are going to hand out, bot subscriptions that we are going to hand out, or bot usage we are going to hand out to our next batch on the Crack Every Interview course. So, I wanted to understand just from a general interest, also as well as a trainer. Uh, we know that AI, intelligence, is overwhelming us in all areas. So, what is the use of bots? How can it improve the quality of one's resume, one's writes, etc.? What is the role?
Very pertinent and a very important question for us to delve into in the current scenario, and especially when we are talking about giving solutions for people to be able to crack every interview. We know that the trigger for an opportunity to go into an interview is your profile being shortlisted by the
One more class in this.
ATS. That is what we were talking about last time. ATS being the application tracking system. So it is not a human who is on the other side who is actually evaluating and understanding what your profile looks like, but it's now a program or algorithm which is actually looking at that. So what a better way to kind of
Beat an
make
algorithm
a
using an
bot,
algorithm.
yes, make a bot work for you, to make sure that the other bot actually recognizes that what you are giving or what you are sharing is exactly what they were looking for, right?
Fantastic. Yeah.
And the example that I gave, which is much easier to understand, at least that is how I understand it, is that we all have gone to an expert or a consultant or someone to help us with some of these kind of a thing, be it application for colleges, be it in terms of improving our profile or building better resume or biodata, or whatever we call that. I prefer using the word portfolio, but we talked about portfolio last time. So let us kind of use a more commonly used term, which is the profile or a resume here. So when we go to an expert, what the expert typically has is a repository of few templates and few of the experience of doing this. Now, imagine that a bot is not limited by the experiences that the bot needs to get in a live sort of a format.
Can help. This sentence is
One sec.
grammatically correct.
Yeah, you can go ahead. Some problem is. Continue.
Okay, right. So what I was saying is that a bot is not limited by their physical experiences, but they can be fed millions of these templates, and they can be given rules, matching the job descriptions, the positions, the opportunities that one is looking for. And this particular bot that we are talking about is based on GPT-3. And this, for the people who are really interested in understanding the state of artificial intelligence, should certainly go and do some research on the OpenAI, which is openai.org, which is a very, very advanced, and it is the sort of a public response to the private AI engines for Google, like the DeepMind or Watson from the IBM. And this is something which is available for public to access if you know how to use it. And this particular bot is based on that. I'm not revealing the name right now, because we would basically give them that particular name once you sign up, so that because they will need to kind of go and use the free version to build something there. And we have the licensed version, which is, a value of 5,000 rupees that we are talking about. And we will basically take their profile through this particular bot and make sure that they get all the feedback, and also helps them improve their profile by a few notches. The most important thing is that once the bot goes through any profile, it is known to improve the response rate by almost 100%. Isn't that exciting?
Wow, 100%, double the chances.
Yeah, right.
So
So
in a normal
it's
year, if you're ending up with 2 or 3 interview chances,
yeah, but they say
you double
that
it by six.
out of every 3 application that the bot processes, there is an average of almost two getting accepted.
Fantastic. So in what ways does the bot improve the what you're writing? It helps you
So it
intuitively.
has a whole bunch of things. So it starts with having a template where there are very, very defined, commonly known entry level jobs. It asks you for some of your inputs in terms of your background, your experience, your sector, what is the kind of job that you are looking for. It even gives you an opportunity to upload the job description to be able to kind of match that and give you some ideas on that. Then it goes into a few very, very specific things, which is matching the keywords in the job versus the keywords in your profile. What kind of a flow and what kind of a pattern or a structure. It also checks your
Amazing,
grammar.
amazing.
Uh,
At this on this side of the world, matlab, when talking about pre-graduation, hardly anybody knows these things. And even
Correct, correct. We
at the
don't
university
really
level and college level, when
have
people are
much of an
training,
experience of seeing or using these kind of things, but that doesn't mean that it is not useful or it can't be utilized. Means the point is that this particular AI tool that I'm talking about has very specific application for fresh and junior level people.
hmm, hmm. Because of course, as you go to senior levels, your work speaks for yourself. So you're not so much dependent on what you write on that sheet of
Yeah,
paper.
I mean, see, in other ways also, there also you need to understand what are the points that you should highlight. Like, for instance, for me, the biggest challenge if somebody asks me for a profile is that from all the myriad of things that I have done, what is relevant and what should I really talk about in this particular requirement that is there. So,
Right.
there is a problem of plenty on one end and there is a problem of nothing at the other. So the
Yeah.
problem isn't very different for the bot to solve. So just to kind of give you a very quick run on what all this particular thing does. So this bot has a standardized score and it basically gives you a pass or fail score rated from 1 to 100. Basis of your content format, optimization, best practices, etc., etc. So you kind of have a score that tells you how am I improving my resume from stage to stage, right? It does a keyword targeting. So if there are various ATS which requires a particular kind of a keyword, then it is able to kind of find how many of those keywords are you using and what are the chances of improving this particular keyword count. So it gives you a very nice view. And if you are missing on some, it tells you that these are the keyword that you are not able to do. It also does a real-time content analysis. So it's like a Grammarly, if you know that particular software which works with the grammar. So it does a bit of a grammar, consistency, and those kind of check yeah, for that. There is
This is
also a bit
yeah.
of a expert resume review, but this is something that requires you to go into a slightly advanced level. But we will see. We will possibly pick a few, and we will also help them with going through this sort of a process as well. Then
There's
there
this
are a
question
lot of
from
standard formatting tools and all of that that can be
there's
used.
this question from Ankita about any experience in terms of emotion dedication from a particular project is very subjective. Can the AI identify that?
See, the AI identifies how you are expressing it. So the expression has to basically come from you. It will then do a content analysis of what has been identified.
Okay, good responses. So the other thing I'm excited to announce. In fact, Randhir only sorted out. But before that announcement, Randhir, what about? I mean, you are a big shot consultant, consulting to universities and colleges. You've been an IIM Bangalore professor, etc. So what excites you about doing this program with Mindworks? This crack every interview program with Mindworks.
See,
The
the
first
point
the
is
first time I
that
proposed it, you jumped onto it. So what is
yeah, so I
exciting for
think
you?
the primary driver for me is the part that over a period of long experience of working on yourself as a professional, working with a myriad of background people from junior to senior level, you basically see the value of bringing some of these kind of intervention in helping people accomplish higher results. Means if I were to kind of give my purpose and my vision in life, my vision is very clearly to help improve the human endeavor. So when I hear the stories of opportunistic behavior, be it because of COVID or any of those kind of a thing, it really pains my heart. So, you also know that I run a social organization where we work with below poverty line. But those are not really that I have any, very, very high social part. I get excited by these, what I would call as my initiatives, my effort to see how it is impacting, and it helps me improve as a person. So that is my key
Actually,
drive.
yeah, even I resonate a lot with that because very, very early in my career, once I had given up the corporate ladder, so to say, I had to sit down with myself and ask myself, what are you doing in life? And my primary output, everything else comes after that. I mean, you ultimately, what service are you giving to society and to people who come to you? So my definition to myself way back late 90s was that you're in the business of helping people. You're in the business of helping people not just accomplish goals but also expand the goals that they never thought were possible and
No, correct.
reach
I
out.
remember one of the point that you keep mentioning, Arun, which is that I always see myself as a work in progress. Right.
True.
I don't see myself as the gold standard for anyone. Means I've learned this particular thing for you, that I go and crack a cat, get a 99.99 doesn't mean that everybody should aim to be me. It's perfectly unique and perfectly special ability that all of us have. So we can actually find and help somebody else improve. It's only because we are open to looking at improvement and making life better
True.
for
True.
ourselves.
True. So the last thing for today, Vikrant Gupta, your friend, he is the. Could you tell a little bit about him for those of you
So
who are
Vikrant is a
watching?
very, very interesting person, and I think coming from ground up to becoming the global head of such a reputed company, Harman Kardon, which is the biggest sound company today, and we basically know each other for a very long time, and I respect him as a professional. We were together in HCL for some time, and in fact, surprisingly, we both started our career in Larsen and Toubro, not though not together. And my idea, very simply, is to understand from him, because he doesn't come from one of these so-called Ivy League business school. He is a Symbiosis HR graduate, and a very simple graduation from University of Calcutta, and I love the fact that he basically has gone through the grind, understood the key drivers, and I think that he will be able to relate to the kind of people that we are talking about, to help them make a better connection about themselves, about their future, and also a very simple thing as to what should we do as a final year graduation student or in the first few years of our corporate life, to make sure that one day we become the group HR head of a multinational company.
Global HR head, Herman Connected Services. You're
Yeah.
talking about Herman Kardon, the same one
Yes,
as.
yes, yes, exactly.
So I'm just sharing my screen for you guys. This is Vikrant Gupta. Vikrant is going to be one of our webinar participants in the course coming up next week. What do you think these guys will learn from him?
I think they will learn the simple idea of grit, visibility, understanding how the person believes and plans about themselves to make a future that is enviable, not just for me but for everyone else. And the best part is that he talks in common language. He talks in as simple and as unsophisticated language as one can find. So that is one of the key criteria I had in terms of making the choice over many of people, including our own alma mater from IIM Bangalore. But I thought that being from HR and also having seen this particular path over almost about 20 odd years now, 25 odd years now, uh, he will be able to bring some great
And he's
value
got
to our
global
participants.
experience.
Exactly,
and
exactly,
the future is global. I mean, everybody has to think about a global career now. You can't think about
exactly.
India's restricted career only. Great, great.
Yep.
So I look forward. He's going to be there on Tuesday in a second workshop with that series, and the Crack Every Interview course. I have put it there. You can use this. We also have a webinar tomorrow at 8 to 9. You can register on this. I've put it on the chat a little bit earlier. Let me try to put this again for you guys. Right. So one last thing, people asking for motivation, Dheeraj and Vaibhav. So I'll keep the motivation from your side, Randhir. One thing you want to tell these people about how to self motivate, because an inspired individual has very different outcomes. So how does one stay inspired? Because you're not going to get results day in day out in life.
See, the point that I always mention is that forget about uh, the today only at the peril of forgetting your tomorrow and day after. Please understand your implications for every action that you are doing today. Make a choice into saying, how will I look at this particular action tomorrow? This action after a week, this action after a month. So please don't ever look at missing even a moment into saying, no, no, I can recover it. The time wasted is time lost. So
And then
believe in yourself, keep working towards the goal, and the goal will be just a byproduct for you.
yeah, it'll just be on the path somewhere around there, and you'll not even realize it. It has come and gone.
That's it's
And
for the most successes that I know. That is a moving target.
yeah, actually, the moment you reach it, you change it. Yeah, that's always true. I mean, there was a time when I used to think that if my book sells 10,000 copies, it would be so great for me when I wrote my first
Exactly.
edition, and now we sell over a few lakh copies every year, and I always keep looking at how does this get into a million a year.
Yeah, yeah,
So
and you also bring in other qualitative aspect that are people actually enjoying going through my book, or are they feeling it like it is a burden, it's a
yeah, in
pain,
fact, a
it's
lot of
a
people asking me about my new editions. They're coming out this month and next, and what I've tried to do this time when I was trying to define what I want to do in my books, my definition to myself was that now I want to up the per page value of the book. That if you're going through a page, I was giving you a certain content on the page. Across the books, what I'm now doing is increasing the per page value, the per page outcome of the book. So that's something which I'm thinking about. It comes essentially from the same thought that you and your performance today is the only thing that counts. And if you can control your today, your future gets controlled by itself. It's as simple as that. And the irony of it is that people try to control their tomorrows and their day afters without controlling their today, and they forget about today. Brilliant point, Randhir. And thank you so much for that. Always a pleasure to learn something from you. Right? Thank you, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Do join us for the 8 to 9 p.m. Resume building interview preparation workshop.
and please register for the program because I think it is becoming very, very exciting now.
Yeah, and we got lifetime access, and all those things are there. Lifetime access not just to the program, but also program videos, but also to future webinars that we'll be holding with great people like this from our network and outside our network as these programs become more and more popular. So you can register for this. This is a free webinar, by the way. Tomorrow 8 to 9. Manish Konkar is going to be there with me on that, and Meenakshi ma'am, and we are talking about resume building and interview preparation. And of course, this is where you can join the course, mindworks.in/track every interview, and you can use the coupon code YT100 on that this thing. I'll put this also on the description of the video. Thank you so much. Thanks, Sandeep, for coming in at short notice. Right.
Pleasure.
Bye bye. Bye everybody.
Right. Take care, stay safe, all of you, and
Stay
look
safe, stay
forward to
inspired, and today is the
interacting.
day you have to perform. Bye bye.